What's up, guys? It's your girl Nika Pretty Blessed, and I'm back with another video. Today we are going to be talking about my experiences dating. Yes, this is a story time. So let's get started. I have my drink here. I got this new refrigerator, so it's making these cool ice cubes. They're circle cubes. I put a little bit of Henny in there already. I got some pure white Hennessy when I was on my cruise. So I said I was gonna look at it for a while before I start drinking it. And I came back from my cruise in December, because it was a Christmas cruise. So we went through all of January, I didn't drink any, and now this is February, so I'm finally cracking it open. And yeah, we're gonna take a sip for the first time during our story time. So let's get into it. I'm gonna add, what is this? Kerns. I don't know if you guys know this brand. I got it from Costco's. They had a bunch of them in there. And I'm just gonna add a little bit to it because I honestly don't like the taste of Hennessy, like not for real. So I'm gonna put a little something in there. Hopefully it will curb like the bitter taste that hits you in the back of your throat. I don't know if you guys know about that taste. It's like a weird, I don't know, it's a weird taste. So I'm gonna pour a little bit of this in there, and this is what it looks like. It's a mango nectar. So it should be pretty thick and give it a pretty good taste. Let's see. Nope, it's still nasty. But anyway, we're gonna move along, and I'm still gonna drink my drink, but we're gonna get into this story time. So I've been online dating, and online dating has gotten super weird, guys. Like, I don't know. I used to online date when I was a little bit younger, when it first came out. And I feel like my experiences back then are a lot different than my experiences now. Everybody seems to be online dating now. It's the thing to do. It's how you meet people. Like, we don't meet people the same way we did in the 90s. In the 90s, you could meet somebody walking down the street, at the gas station, anywhere. Nowadays, when you go out places, people don't talk to people. You go to the gas station, you go, different places, and yeah, sometimes someone will come up to you and talk to you and ask for your phone number, but majority of the time people do not do that anymore. I go several places and nobody says anything to me, or either they say things in a disrespectful or inappropriate way that does not make me want to talk to them or give them my number. So that's that. So the best way I've found to date, especially at my age, is online dating. So I put up my profile, and I'll put a few pictures so you can see the pictures that I did put up on my profile. And I also, on one of the sites, gave them access to my Instagram. So I gave my Instagram name so they could go check me out on Instagram, get a little bit more exposure to what I look like in different settings and things of that nature. Anyway, moving forward, I start matching, and I did match with a gentleman. He had a slight accent when we talked on the phone, and he seemed nice. He was in pilot school. He told me he had an extensive background in education. He was also, I think he said he had a law degree, and he would practice law from time to time, but he wanted to go to pilot school. So he did, and he was finishing up pilot school, and he was working for an airline. I think he said one of the commercial airlines. I'm pretty sure that once they start pilot school, they do the schoolwork in the beginning, but then towards the end, right before graduation, they start working for one of the airlines. I guess it's like you're working while you're going to school. You may not get the same salary as if you were already graduated, but you are getting some money for your work. So that's kind of what he was doing. He initially told me that he was working for an airline, but as we start talking more and more, it came out that he was a student. It seems to be common to me that online, a lot of guys try to boast themselves up to seem or be more than what they are. So if they work at like a call center, they may say that they're a supervisor. For instance, one guy told me he did compliance and monitoring. He was a supervisor. So, as I started talking to him, I found out he just works at a call center. So, guys just try to boast themselves up to sound like they're more than what they are, especially if they don't feel like they're at a point in their life where they should be or want to be. So I have experienced that from online dating. This in particular guy, let's get back to him. He was a pilot, And, you know, he seemed really cool. He had an accent, so he was from one of the islands. He never would tell me what island he was from. He seemed pretty nice. You know, we would talk on the phone. We talked for a couple of weeks. And he was just basically traveling a lot. So I would talk to him in the evenings when he was in his hotel and things of that nature. So, you know, we were talking with the intention that when he came back to Vegas, and that's where I live, that we were going to go out on a date. So one night, it was close to the time that he was supposed to come back to Vegas. He said, "Let me make you something to eat." And I said, "What? Like, no." And he's like, "Well, why not?" And I'm like, "Cause, like, how are you gonna make me something to eat? You're not even here." And he's like, "Just amuse me. I'm gonna make you something to eat. Like, when you get back, what would you want to eat?" And I said, "Well, firstly, I've never met you in person, so I would never come to your home so you can make me something to eat because I just wouldn't feel safe." And so he says, "Oh, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Like, you know, we could go to a cooking class. It doesn't have to be to my house." And I said, he's like, "Why would you automatically assume that it was my house?" So I was like, "Well, most people cook in their home. And if you were wanting to take me to a cooking class, I feel like you would have said that. Like you would have said, when I come back, I want to take you to a cooking class because I want to cook something for you. And we can go and we can do this cooking class together because it'll be fun." That's the way you pretty much present something like that. I feel like he was offering to cook me something in his own home and he was going to invite me over. If I would have went along with it, that's what it would have been. But because I did not go along with it, he was trying to fix it or sugarcoat it. It's like, you know, I don't feel like that's what your intentions were. And I'm just letting you know, just in case you thought it was a possibility, that I was going to come to your home for a first date. I'm not. So he's like, "No, no, no. I just really wanted to fix you something to eat over the phone." And I'm like, how does that even work? I just felt like at that point he was digging himself into even more of a hole. So he started sending me pictures. He's like, what do you want to eat? Just amuse me, anything. Just name something off the top of your head. So I'm just like naming stuff off the top of my head. I'm not even really concerned with whether or not this is something I want to eat. It's make-believe, so let's just go for the gusto. So I was just like, "Hey, you know, give me lamb chops and lobster with a side of asparagus and lobster mac and cheese," or something like that. And so he sent me a picture with lamb chops, a lobster, a side of mac and cheese, and asparagus. And I'm thinking, what in a make-believe fairy tale fuck shit is this? Because why are we sending pictures when we're two grown adults and you can take me out on a date like a man should? And yes, I'm very traditional. You know, whoever's not, that's on you. If you feel like women should take men out on dates, that's your prerogative and you do that. I don't want to take a man out on a date. I don't think that in the beginning stages of meeting a man that I should be courting him in the way of taking him out on a date. I feel like a man takes a woman out on dates and he gets to know her. So that's just me. That's what I prefer. That's my preference. Everybody can have a preference. If your preference is different, that's your preference. But this is mine. Just felt like, okay, so why are you sending me food? Then he says, "Oh, what do you want for dessert?" And I'm like, what? You know, like, I'm just really not into it. I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, what is your favorite dessert?" I'm like, "Well, I really like creme brulee." So he sends me a picture of creme brulee. I'm like, what is going on here? So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to play back just to see. You know, I'm like, "What do you want to eat?" And I think he said chicken or something. So I sent him a picture of chicken. And then after that, this guy goes into sending me pictures of a bathtub with roses in it, and then like a bed with rose petals all over it. Like, what in the fuck shit are you on? I've never met you before. We're not even to that point where we would even start talking about stuff like this. But you're sending me pictures of a bed and a picture of a bathtub filled with roses and bubbles. Like, are you trying to get some internet punani? I mean, over the phone punani? I mean, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know what's in people's head. I feel like people just be weird nowadays, like just real on some pervish type stuff. So I don't know what type of fetish he had, but I was just not feeling it. So after that, after he got done with that part, I was just not really feeling it. I got off the phone with him, and then right when I was getting off the phone with him, another guy from the site texted me, and he's like, hey, yesterday I saw your face on some guy's phone. He was like, and he was walking through the airport, and I stopped him because I work for TSA. Now, the day before, the guy that I was just speaking about, the pilot, he was going through TSA, and he was telling me on the phone, like, I think it's weird that they were stopping me for a random search. And I'm like, yeah. He was like, I almost never get searched. And so I thought it was weird that the guy who texted me said he worked for TSA. And I'm thinking, like, maybe he stopped him because he saw my face on the phone and he was trying to get more info on why I was on his phone. And so he selected him for a random search, which I thought was weird too, because this was another guy from the website. And I had only spoken to him once before on the website. And yeah, I had just given him my number because he asked for it. But why would you question me about another man and we're both on the website? Like, that's weird to me. Why would you question me about anything? You don't even know me. Like, we've never met up, we've never met in person. And this is our first time talking on the phone, and you want to take up space and opportunity talking about somebody else and me being on their phone. And then come to find out, because he sent me a picture of the picture he saw on the phone, and it was a picture from the website. So obviously the guy took my picture off the website, saved it to his phone so that when I called him, my picture would pop up. So that's weirdo number 2. And needless to say, that was my last time talking to him, because you are giving jealous. You have a jealous streak to question me on our first conversation on the phone. Now, keep in mind, we talked on the website, but this was our first conversation on the phone. So why are you being weird? I got to sip on that one because, yeah. After that, I did not talk to him anymore, but I'm going to wrap up this story time because it's getting kind of long, and I really want to keep the story times around 10-15 minutes-ish. If you like these story times, let me know. Leave a comment down below, and I'll do more of these story times on my dating and how it's going and like the process, and kind of let you guys know what's happening. If I meet somebody good, if things are getting juicy, I'm gonna let y'all know all the deets, okay? So if you like this story time, hit that like button, okay? Because it helps to rotate this video so other people can see. Make sure you, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe if you like it here. We would love to have you, and it is free to subscribe. It costs you absolutely nothing. Comment below, let me know what you think. Let me know if you're online dating and your experiences as well. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Peace, love.